And as Bill just mentioned, hundreds of thousands of Californians are trying to recall Gascon, but they're not the only ones calling out DA's abuses. Just last week, an appeals court affirmed Gascon overstated his authority when he refused to enforce the state's three strikes law. Chris Landau argued the case before the California Court of Appeals, and he joins us now. Chris, why is this important now?
Laura, it's important because it's important for these DAs to know that they have to follow the rule of law, too. And it gives an important civics lesson. They say that, well, we were elected and we don't want to prosecute these laws. But the executive branch has an obligation to enforce the law. That's basic civics.
Now, people don't understand this, but he was actually sued by his own staff, right? His own, it's a big office, obviously, but they were unhappy.
That's absolutely correct, Laura, and it's really remarkable. Those are my clients, and they, are the men and women who every day have to go into court and say, I'm here on behalf of the people of California. They were told by their boss, by DA Gascon, not to enforce the law. They were told not to plead the prior strikes that are necessary for the operation of the three strikes law. And that's why the organization of assistant DAs in Gascon's office hired us, and we brought this lawsuit, and the court just vindicated our theory that that would violate the law.
Now, Gascon has spoken a lot about rising crime in Los Angeles, and he said this recently. Watch.
We know that the numbers are even higher in some of the jurisdictions that are being, administered by very right-wing district attorneys and police chiefs. Unless we address the root causes of crime, unless we look at the issues of mental health, we look at the issues of substance abuse, we look at the issues of homelessness, we look at the income inequality, systemic racism, unless we address all those things, we're going to continue to see crime increases in many parts of the country.
Chris, I'm listening to him, and he sounds like a congressman. Like he's making a legislative argument against harsh penalties.
Absolutely, Laura. No sooner had he gotten into office in December of 2020, he issued a number of directives to his staff, openly saying, I disagree with the three strikes law.
But that's the role of the legislature.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
He's supposed to fulfill the law as it's written, correct?
And that's what's so important about this lawsuit, Laura, that, again, it's basic civics. The legislature determines the law. If the legislature says the penalty for a particular crime, the sentence is between 20 and 30 years, a prosecutor can't go in and seek either 10 or 40. Right? I mean, the prosecutor has to operate within the bounds of the law. And he instructed his staff not to do so.
Separate issue, Supreme Court leak. You and I both clerked for Justice Thomas, different years. How important is it to find out who leaked that draft opinion in Roe versus Wade?
It is essential, Laura. I hope and pray that this doesn't become one of those Washington leak things that just goes on for years and then people kind of forget about it. I mean, this is important to the integrity of the Supreme Court of the United States. This has never happened in history that a draft opinion has leaked. The pool of potential leakers is very small.
Very small, right? It's a clerk. It's not a justice. You would think it's a no.
No. And so, again, I think that this is inconceivable that this has not already been resolved.
Would this have happened under Rehnquist? No. No.
Listen, Laura, I mean, the times have changed, but, again, I think it's important for the court that this be done professionally and quickly.
And fast.
Yes.
Like a month ago, it should
yes.
have been done. Yeah.
Yes.
Like get them all in a room. 10 minutes, we'll figure it out. All right, Chris, great to see you. Congrats on the huge win for you and your law firm.
Well, thank you, Laura. And listen, this guy, I think a murderer had Gascon's name tattooed on his face. So I think if the murderers are tattooing the DA's name on their face, you got a problem there.
Oh, great work.
Okay,
Chris, thanks so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.